Splat says, Happy New Year! Woo! 2016! Look, he's the same on both sides. He's the same, Splat. He's the same in 2015 as he was in 2016. He's the same in 2016 as he was in 2015. There he is, Splat, my helper in the kitchen. Let's turn this camera around. Hey everybody, this is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. I totally, yeah, he's not even hungover or anything. He's a good boy. Hey Jen, welcome. How are you guys doing? How's 2016 treating you? It is a beautiful day here in northern Colorado. It is cold. It's cold. Sorry that you can't hear me. It is 29 degrees out. How are you guys doing? I need to go close my blinds. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go do that right now. Cold here in Illinois. Yeah, it is cold. It was below, actually last year it was 15 below on New Year's Eve. What? It did not get that cold last night, but it was cold. Cold. I'm so sorry that you had surgery. I hope everything is going okay. So there he is, Mr. Splat, right here in the Go-To Kitchens. I'm gonna go close my blinds. You guys hang with me for just a second. That is bright and annoying, and I totally forgot to do it. It's because the reflection of the snow is so bright. So bright. I need to make a note to myself. Close your blinds before you broadcast. So sorry. It's live. I can't help it. I'll be back with you in just a second. Hold on. They're not easy blinds either. Okay, here I come. It's my 80s kitchen. It's my totally 80s kitchen. Better, right? Better. Okay, definitely better. Still bright, better. Okay, so today, today we are going to make a veggie sandwich, and we're going to talk a little bit about traditional grains versus whole grains versus sprouted grains. But before we do that, and I'm going to show you how to make my favorite veggie sandwich today. It is so yummy. You guys are going to love it. So before we do that, I'm going to ask you to share out with your followers. Right down there in the corner, there's a little white ball-headed guy. If you just touch that and share out, you can share out on Facebook, you can share out on Twitter, you can share with your followers here on Periscope. I would really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. It's the only time I will ask for the entire broadcast. If you are not following me, please follow me. I do these scopes every weekday at noon Mountain Time. Noon Mountain Time, I do these scopes. I call it Lunch with Leslie. Sometimes we're cooking, sometimes we're just talking health, sometimes we are talking anything, everything. And we have some exciting stuff coming up. So please follow me. Thank you so much for sharing out. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Yeah, you do need to burp it if it has a bulging lid for sure. Get some of those, let some of those gases expel out of there so you don't get an over ferment or develop mold. So I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. It is a website designed to teach you and to help you fall in love with your kitchen and yourself. I'm a 3-year cancer survivor. I have been on a health journey for 3 years. That's awesome. I have been on a health journey for 3 years after that diagnosis, and it has absolutely led me to what I'm doing here with you guys, which is a health, wellness, and food blogger. So excited about that. So please go check it out after this broadcast. I would really super appreciate it. So let's talk a little bit about sprouted grains versus whole grains versus regular wheat and white flour. So first, let's break it down. White and wheat flour. So if you're getting wheat bread in the grocery store, I don't even have an example here, but if you're getting wheat bread or white bread in the grocery store, essentially you're getting the same thing. White bread is just white flour. Wheat bread is essentially they add molasses to it to give it that brown color, and that they're basically the same. They're both are coming from wheat, both have gluten in them, and both of them are coming from just plain white flour. So don't be fooled by that. But I don't like to talk so much about the things that you shouldn't be eating. I like to talk about the things that you should be eating. Hey Sherry, it's good to see you. So let's talk more about that. Yes, 100% whole wheat is fine. You want to make sure that you're getting a whole grain really over that. And then there's even a level up of that, which would be a whole grain that is sprouted. And we're going to talk about those differences because I am going to use, hey Sherry, I am going to use bread in this broadcast today. And I'm actually going to use 2 pieces of bread because we are making a sandwich, because sometimes you just need a sandwich. And this sandwich is so amazing because it's all veggies, but I promise you, you will never miss the lunch meat or the meat or anything like that. You will never, ever, ever miss it on the sandwich. It is that good. It is so, so good. It's one of my favorite things to eat. Okay, so let's talk the difference. So I have just a regular, this is a whole grain bread. This is organic. This is absolutely organic. Oh, that's awesome, Sherry. I've always wanted to go to the Rose Bowl parade. It's like one of the things on my bucket list. One of these days, I'm going to make it to the Rose Bowl parade. So that's amazing. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So this is an organic bread. This is a 21 grain. It has tons and tons of different kinds of grains in it. And some of you might be freaking out that there's that many grains in this, but they're not just wheat grains. These are grains from all kinds of sources. And it is an amazing bread. It's one of my favorites. It's actually what I'm going to eat on my sandwich today. It is organic. It is non-GMO. It's certified organic. Yeah, some have lots of them. It has no high fructose corn syrup. It has no artificial flavors, no artificial ingredients, whole grains, organic, non-GMO. I think I said all that. And it has an amazing taste and texture, and I totally agree with that. Hey Lisa, it's good to see you. So this is one of my absolute favorite breads when I make this sandwich. It has a really nutty, grainy, seedy feel to it, and it makes this sandwich amazing. It absolutely, I used to have this sandwich on pumpernickel, but I switched over. So yes, this is non-GMO. Do not be fooled. Just because it's organic doesn't mean that there is no gluten in it. This actually does contain gluten in it. It has whole wheat, cracked whole wheat. It has cane syrup in it, which is basically sugar. So let's, again, don't be fooled. There is some sugar in this. It has pumpkin seeds, it has black sesame seeds, it has organic spelt, it has millet, it has barley, it has rye, it has blue rice meal, I don't know what that is, yellow cornmeal, it has quinoa, it has all kinds of the grains in it. 21 to be exact. Happy New Year to you too. I do keep it in the refrigerator. That's so funny that you ask. I keep all of my bread. It's my husband. I've been with my husband and I have been living together for 15 years, and he kept his bread in the refrigerator, and so I just started doing it. Plus, I do not eat it. I do not eat it fast enough to warrant it staying in the cabinet, so it stays actually longer in the refrigerator. It kind of preserves it a little bit. So I do keep it in the refrigerator. That's so funny that you asked. So this is basically Dave's Killer Bread. Now, let's just be crystal clear. I am not going out and saying, go buy a loaf of bread and sky's the limit. Eat as much bread as you want. Happy New Year. It's good to see you, Jen. That is not what I'm saying here. I am saying every once in a while, you need a sandwich, and it's okay to eat breads like this. If you want to step it up, so let's say that you have a gluten sensitivity. Let's not say that you are gluten intolerant, so you're not a celiac, but you have a gluten sensitivity, or you're trying to avoid most glutens. A whole organic bread like this is going to have glutens in it, but it is not going to be the same as a GMO gluten, but it's still going to react the same. That protein is still going to react the same in the body, and your body is forced to digest that. So just keeping that crystal clear there. The next type of bread I want to talk about is a sprouted bread. This is actually the bread that if Robin eats toast every single morning, can't break him of the habit. I'm trying to break him of the habit, but I can't break him of the habit. So he said he's been doing it since he was like old enough to eat food. So you know what? I'm just gonna let him go. He's doing great for his age. A slice of bread in the morning is probably not gonna be his demise. So yes, so this is a sprouted grain bread. This is called Ezekiel bread. It is from a Bible verse. It is made the way that the Holy Scriptures dictates to make bread, but you know, if it's something that you don't believe in, don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there is a, hey, Texas Big Daddy, please don't get overwhelmed by the fact that there's a Bible verse on the bread, okay? It doesn't mean that you're supporting one thing or the other. It means that you're getting a great product. This is, well, not even the Bible verse means that. This is an amazing bread. So if you're gonna eat bread on a regular, consistent basis, so you're gonna have a piece of toast every single day, you're gonna have sandwiches every single day, this is the kind of bread that you wanna look for. First of all, this is sprouted bread. So the difference between a whole grain bread and a sprouted, this actually is whole grains as well, but a sprouted whole grain bread is that they actually sprout the grain. It is soaked in an environment controlled, it's soaked in water, its environment is totally controlled from the temperature of the water to the temperature of the room, everything, to get a little mini sprout to come off. That's true, it's true. To make a little mini sprout come off. What happens with that, what happens when that happens is that it is actually easier, without getting too sciencey and all that kind of stuff, is actually easier for the body to digest. Do not be fooled. There is gluten in this bread, but it is broken down a little bit further than in a bread like this, which is just a complete whole grain bread that is not sprouted. He actually makes sprouted, and I tried to find it, and they were completely sold out. It's very popular here in Colorado. Sprouted breads are. In fact, they sell out of Ezekiel bread regularly as well. So this bread is, when you eat a sprouted grain, is actually easier for your body to digest. So if you are eating bread on a regular basis, you should think about switching to a sprouted grain bread, whole grain bread like this. It will be much, much easier. Robin noticed a difference immediately. This is one of my favorite stories to tell on him. But he was eating Sara Lee, you know, just regular old Sara Lee 100%, you know, wheat bread or whatever, wheat flour bread. And we started buying this bread, and he ate it for about a month, and he was like, you know, I think I just want to switch back to the old bread. And I said, that's fine. I never push him. I never press on him. It is his decision to make what, you know, it's his body, and he can do it with what he wants to. And so if he wants to go back to regular Sara Lee bread, go back to regular Sara Lee bread. So he did. He bought a loaf, and he ate it for like 2 days, and he was like, I have to go to the grocery store. And I was like, what for? And he was like, I have to switch back to the sprouted grain bread. I can tell a huge difference in my body. I can tell the inflammation. I can tell that my depression and my anxiety actually feels worse. I can tell big differences. I can tell differences in my digestion. And I was like, holy cow, really? He's like, yes. And so in goes the trash. I know, good for him. He's his own man there. Yes, I know. So he's his own man. He makes his own decisions. So Sara Lee went in the trash, and Ezekiel bread came back. So I can tell you without a doubt that he is not one of those people that just does it because people say you should do it. He does it because he can feel an internal difference. He can feel a difference in his body. And so, yes, so this is the Ezekiel bread. Other companies make sprouted grain breads. You can find them. You have to search for them. Most of them are you prefer the other. I actually just prefer the taste over. For this particular sandwich that I'm making, I actually prefer the taste. And we're gonna make a veggie sandwich today. I actually prefer the taste of that bread, but it's not something that I'm gonna like eat every single day for a month or anything like that. I'm just gonna have it once in a while. And when you live in a moderate lifestyle, you make good choices. So it's a good choice. It's not a bad choice. And I don't have any gluten sensitivities, so it's not a bad choice for me. It's just what I prefer. So yeah. Yes, you do have to search for the non-GMO. It's very hard when you start dealing with whole wheat products, things that are made with flour. It is hard to find non-GMO. Same thing, GMO. The same with corn. So non-GMO is very difficult. Non-GMO organic. So if it says organic on it, that is part of the stipulation of being organic, is that it has to be non-GMO. So just, you know, sometimes you can just bypass looking for, you know, non-GMO and go right to the organic. But most companies are super proud to tell you that they are organic and non-GMO. They'll say it both things. So yes, that's right. Those are the big three. I don't eat soy products, so I never include them. No, not all wheat is non-GMO. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. In fact, 90%, I would dare to say 95% of the wheat is GMO. So yes. Yeah. Okay, because those are the main crops that are grown in GMO, genetically modified. So yes. Okay, so there you go. I recommend a sprouted grain bread if you're eating it every single day. If it's just an every once in a while kind of thing, I know it's true. But if it's just a every once in a while thing, then you absolutely can go with just a good quality whole grain bread. So this is just an every once in a while thing. This is not something that I eat on a regular basis. So we're going to use this big bread. Plus it's big bread, and I like big bread. We're going to use this big bread and make this sandwich. So I'm going to go put it down for toast. So hold on just a second. I like this toasted just a little bit, so just lightly toasted bread. And yes, we own a toaster. I actually own a toaster. It's crazy. So here are the ingredients. Clarissa, you're not going to like these ingredients because there's 2 nightshades in here. So here are the ingredients. We are going to use some hummus. This is just a red pepper hummus, and no, I did not make it. We are going to use a Havarti cheese. If you're a vegan, you could actually eliminate this completely. Vegan bread is available, of course. But this is just a Havarti cheese. We actually have a local cheese shop, and I can get grass-fed cheeses, and I love, love, love them. And that's what this is. This is a grass-fed Havarti, and it's so good. You have to seek these things out. You cannot just go to the grocery store and find just regular old grass-fed cheeses. They are hard to find. So no, I don't think you did at all. There's lots and lots of that's so funny. There's lots of people. So I'm going to use a red bell pepper, just a little bit. I'm going to use a tomato. I'm going to use a cucumber. I'm going to use some carrots. We're going to put some carrots in there, and then we're going to use some organic. Spinach. I have to tell you, one of the keys to the sandwich is how you put it together. And so, as soon as our toast pops up, I'm going to grab a plate up here. We are going to put this sandwich together. Sorry, these are all my staging plates up here for my food blog. I know. So, we're going to use one of my plates here. Splat, honey, why don't you sit right there? You can just stare into the, oh, toast is done. Yep. So I'm going to put Splat right there. So let me grab my toast. See how lightly toasted this is? This is just very, very lightly toasted. Look at all the seeds and all the goodness in there. There's tons and tons of seeds in this bread. And I love that. Love, love, love it. So I said that it's important how you put this sandwich together. It is so important for taste, flavor profiles. The way that the food hits your tongue is actually very important. It helps with the whole experience of food in general. So this is just my Havarti. This is not Ezekiel, but I was just showing Ezekiel bread. Yep. So this is just my Havarti cheese. That's going to go on one side there. And then on the other side, so one side is cheese, the other side is the hummus. Stir it up just a little bit. I love hummus. This is a red pepper hummus. I do make my own hummus, but we've been out of town and I haven't had a chance to, so I have a brand that I like to buy. It's actually local. So yes, so I say a fair amount of hummus actually. So instead of mayo or mustard or anything like that, your hummus is going to be the wet. And I like a lot of it. So cover the whole bread. Make sure you get all the way to the little corners. Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference. Okay? So we have our hummus. Then on to the hummus, I actually like the cucumber. I like the cucumber to sit on the hummus. So I'm going to grab my knife here, just a regular old knife, of course. I'm going to cut a little end off because I use this cucumber already, so yesterday. And we're just going to make thin slices. So super thin slices. And I'm going to go downtown because I like cucumber. Cucumber is super good for you. Okay, so I'm going to make thin slices, and those go right on to the hummus bits. Look at that. So good. So good, so easy. Then on the cheese bit, on the cheese side of it, I actually like the tomato to sit by the cheese. You guys think I'm crazy. if you're ever start being thoughtful about the way you put food together, it makes a huge difference. I know you hate cucumber. You can eliminate any of these things that you want to eliminate. So I like my tomato on the side of that. Then we're going to just do a little bit of the bell pepper. I haven't even cut the bell pepper. Here's a tip, by the way. You can cut into your bell pepper, leave your seeds and the veins intact as much as possible as you cut around. Put this face down in your crisper just like that. This bell pepper will stay intact like that for a long time. So it doesn't get wilty, it doesn't get weird. As long as a regular bell pepper would stay in the refrigerator, so will this. Just so you know, it's one of my kitchen tips. We talk about kitchen tips and learning to preserve food and use it all the way up, and so you're not wasting money. So again, you can see how thin my slices are. I'm actually slicing them really thin, and those are just going to go on the cucumber side. I like my bell peppers to touch my cucumbers. I know it's crazy. I know you think I'm crazy. Then we're going to add a little carrot. I'm just going to use a carrot peeler, and I'm going to take the outside skin off. In a sandwich, when I'm eating a carrot raw, I actually don't like the skin. If you ever watch me, you know that most of the time I never eat carrot. I never peel my carrots. So I'm just going to use my carrot peeler here, or my peeler, and I'm going to make long slices into the carrot, and I'm going to do a couple this way. Super simple. I'm going to save that carrot for Veggie Stock. You know that I am. Sorry, I'm looking down and missing comments. I apologize. So easy. Just a quick peel there. Nope, that's a peel. And then pulling all the carrot into slices. And don't worry, I'm not wasting this. I'm using that. Not in the sandwich, but I will use it. So carrots on the tomato side. Just like that. It's so good. It's so good. It's my favorite sandwich. It's about the only sandwich I eat anymore, actually, if I'm going to eat a sandwich. And then I'm just going to do some fresh, big handful of spinach on top of that. There are so many nutrients in all of these raw vegetables. You guys are probably questioning a lot, how do I get so many raw vegetables into my life? Because I eat 90% veggie, 10% everything else, and 50% of that veggie and fruit that I eat are raw. And this is how I get. Yes, hummus is amazing. Love hummus. It's good for you too. And this is how I get, a lot of times, how I get all those veggies. So sandwich done. That is that easy. You got to squish everything in there. Get in there. It's trying to be difficult. This doesn't want to be eaten. Don't put me on that sandwich. No. And then you swish it all together. Now wait till you do this part. This is one of my favorite parts. Got to squish everything in there. Kind of mash it, give it a mash, just a little bit of a mash down like that so everything wants to stay in place. And then look at this beautiful sandwich. All veggies, you're getting tons and tons of raw veggie nutrients in there. Look at that. How beautiful is that? It's gorgeous. And oh, hummus. And it tastes amazing. These particular veggies together are with the hummus and the cheese are so amazing. It is beautiful. Let's fix the plate. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite sandwiches ever. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so good, so good, so good for you. There's not a stick of meat in there. There is no meat. This is just all veggie. Yep, absolutely. I know, so good. And you guys, the flavor profiles are amazing. In fact, I'm going to take a bite. This is my lunch today. I'm going to just take a big old bite right now. Look at that. So good. You will never, ever, ever miss the lunch meat or the meat that you put on your sandwich ever again with a sandwich like this. So in Fort Collins, it's actually in Longmont. There's a cheese shop, and I buy it there. There is a cheese shop that is absolutely amazing. It is, gosh, it's on the south side of Loveland. I can't remember the name of it right off. I think it's just like the cheese shop or cheese factory or something like that. They actually have a deli in there, and they have a whole refrigerator full of cheese, and you can get all kinds of goat cheeses and organic cheeses. They're absolutely amazing. And in downtown Fort Collins, there is another cheese shop called the Welsh Rabbit, and I highly recommend that. I haven't shopped there in quite a while, but that is super local. So yes, I only eat raw cheese as well. This is raw. This is raw cheese. And you know, raw cheese. When you think about cheese, cheese is never yellow, people. Real cheese is never yellow. So raw cheese is going to be a white. It's going to be kind of grainy. It's going to have like a grainy texture to it. And it's not going to be like cheese that you get that's like nice and, you know, perfectly perfect. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, and you could totally skip the cheese bit on this and put hummus on the other side as well, because hummus and tomatoes are amazing. But you could totally skip the cheese side and not do, you know, the cheese. If that's something, if you're a complete vegan or something like that, then you need to find yourself some vegan bread and you can skip the cheese. But the Havarti, particularly, kind of a mild cheese for this, is so, so good. So yeah, I like cheese too. I'm super careful with it. I don't eat a lot of it, but I do enjoy cheese. That's true. Absolutely true. So there you go. There you go. Veggie sandwich in a flash. Super, super yummy. I am going to actually put this recipe up onto my website. It's a simple recipe, but there'll be a little spiel there about, yeah, not always, especially cheap cheese. Cheap cheese is not good for your digestion. Raw cheese is a little bit easier to digest, but still does a work on your digestion system. So you know what? You're not going to be perfect 1,000% of the time. I guarantee you, for most people, for 80% to 90% of Americans, this sandwich is a billion times better than anything that they're eating on a regular basis. So if you're just starting a health journey, do not beat yourself up over stuff like this. This is good for you, people. This is, I keep saying people, and I hate that. This sandwich right here is good for you. Whole grains are not necessarily bad for you. It's when you consume them in large amounts and when you consume them in forms like white flour, white and rich flour, that's when it starts to become a problem. But eating them whole like this on an occasion, maybe even once a week or whatever, or sprouted, is not going to cause, I mean, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You just need to find what your moderation levels are. Let's take Clarissa, for example. Clarissa knows that she's just found out that she's allergic to nightshade vegetables, which is going to be things like tomatoes, peppers. I don't know the whole plethora of nightshades, but I think there's actually some squashes in there. Am I right? Some leafy greens even. She just found out they cause migraines for her, and she's been trying to identify about nightshades and are trying to identify what is causing her migraines. And so, I'm sorry, I missed that. Eggplant berries. Okay, there you go. And so she's been trying to figure out what's triggering migraines for her, and she's narrowed it down to nightshades. So she is probably going to do her best to avoid most nightshades. Now, as her diet changes, as her lifestyle changes, her body may regulate that and eliminate that food allergy altogether. But it is a journey. It is a process. It is not an event. So you need to be super, super careful. Somebody said something about GMOs and wheat earlier. I have not done enough research about that to speak, to have an informed answer for you. So I'm not going to speak to it. It's not that I'm ignoring that. It's just that I don't know the answer. So I can't help you with something that I don't understand myself. I have always been told that the top 3 GMO crops are wheat, corn, and soy. And so those are the biggest GMO crops that have been provided or that are being produced in this country. So, but you're saying you can't find that. I don't know. I think that's what the last comment said. So I haven't done enough research about that. So, but that's what I've been told by every health expert that I've ever worked with, and I have worked with a lot. So just Just so you know. So yes, but having something like this, if you are struggling with fast food, if you're struggling with wanting a sandwich on a regular basis, so let's say that that's your go-to lunch, like you've been eating sandwiches forever, eating something like this is such a step above of the Subway sandwiches and the other Schlotzsky's and places like that. This is a huge step above. So it's not always about what is black and white. It's not always about what is good for what is, absolutely 100% good for you. It is also about what tastes good, what you enjoy, what flavor profiles that you like, and what habits that you want to create. So I can guarantee you, if you are starting a health journey, if you're beginning, and this is a lot of times this time of year, a lot of people are starting health journeys. So if you're beginning that process, you do not have to be black and white. You do not have to be so strict that you're frustrated. You do not have to be a stress cadet about food. Make small changes in increments. And I promise you, as you start feeding your body healthy, whole, real foods, it will actually start to crave them. It will start to look for them. Instead of looking for all of those carbs and looking for all those things, I know most people haven't. If you've been on a health journey for a while, you haven't had bread in ages. It is not something that I've eliminated out of my diet. So, oh, I'm sorry. That's painful. That sounds horrible. I know that's Happy New Year. It's good to see you. I know that's incredibly painful. I'm sorry for that. You probably should talk to someone like the digestion doc. Whoever said they were suffering with pancreatitis, talk to someone like the digestion doc, and get on a food enzyme regimen. I think you would probably see wonders happen. She actually specializes in things like you're talking about, dealing with chronic pancreatitis. So she has helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of people eliminate problems out of their life like that. And she is a doctor. She is amazing. It's the digestion doc right here on Periscope or anywhere on the internet. Her name is Dr. Christine Kazmar. So, and she's a buddy of mine. So, and I don't get anything for sending you to her, by the way. Let's just be crystal clear. It seems like everybody thinks that if you talk about a certain product or a certain, yes, she's the one in Michigan. Yep. If you talk about a certain product or a certain person, you're getting kickbacks from that person or that product. We are trained that way. And I have to tell you that at Go-To Kitchens, I do not make a penny from this. There is no income for GoToKitchens.com. Eventually there will be an income. Right now there's no income. So everything that I provide for you is absolutely free to you. And it is just basically right now out of the goodness of my heart. So it's through my journey. It's through my journey that I have, she's amazing. The digestion doc. Can somebody throw that up there for her? The digestion doc is who you want to, yeah. Maybe it is just digestion doc on Periscope. I'm not sure. Dr. Christine Kazmar with a K. Yes, and she is awesome at, thank you so much, Lisa. Yeah, thank you. So there you go. Awesome. Good for you. She's amazing. She scopes almost daily, I think, almost daily. Yeah, if you follow her, I would actually recommend, thank you so much, there's her name. I would recommend that you actually get in contact with her and schedule some time to speak with her. I think that she can help you. I have never met anybody that she hasn't helped, quite frankly, with cancer. I mean, with, pancreatic cancer. I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing. She's a healer. That's what she does. She's amazing. So I'm not talking about a healer like, that kind of healer. I'm talking about she is focused on people getting well. And so, yes, I highly recommend her. There's a huge commercial for Dr. Christine. She owes me one. She is a chiropractor. She's actually, she's a doctor of chiropractic, and then she is a studier of nutrition and enzyme nutrition. So highly, highly recommend her. She's going to say, Leslie, stop telling people to eat bread. I'm not telling you to eat bread. I'm just telling you this is a great sandwich. And if you want to have a sandwich every once in a while, this is probably 10 times better than what you're doing already. So, because I focus on the newbies, I focus on people that are just beginning their health journey. I know a lot of people that are experienced watch me. I know a lot of people that have been on health journeys for a long time have been watching me. I do the same thing. I watch a lot of people that cater to people that are new in their health journey. But also at the same time, my biggest focus is to get people back in their kitchen. Yes, she's anti-wheat. Absolutely. Yep. She preaches from a book called Wheat Belly. So yeah, I'm not quite as strict as she is about wheat, but yes. So absolutely. It is a passion for me. I want to help millions of people, and I'm not kidding. I want to help millions of people find joy in their kitchen again and fall in love with their kitchen again. That is my goal. It's not my goal to be a health coach. It is not my goal to be a health guru. It is my goal to get you to think about what you're putting in your mouth and think about how you're putting it together. You saw how meticulous I was about putting this sandwich together. That is actually important, that your food looks good and that it tastes good. It is so important that when you present healthy food, that it looks good. Because if you're presenting healthy food and it looks like, hey ho, I am not eating that. Are you crazy person? I am not putting that in my mouth. Then people aren't going to do it. Although I did show my SCOBY for a long time this morning, and I know a lot of you were like, I'm totally not getting a SCOBY. But it is important when you're putting foods like this in your body that not only do they taste amazing, but they look amazing. And a lot of that is putting things together. And this was just a simple teach in being meticulous about putting something together and how it actually forms and tastes on your tongue. So thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you for saying that. It is. This sandwich is really, really good. It is one of my favorite sandwiches. It is all veg. For the wheat that you're getting there, all the veg in there is so amazing. The fiber, the nutrients, the vitamins, the protein actually that you're getting. This is why I include cheese, and this is why I include hummus, because you're getting protein from the hummus and the cheese. So you can do that without ever getting any meat involved in that sandwich. So, and it is my lunch today, and you are having lunch with Leslie. My hubby is going to bed. He just like, why do you have to? Yeah, I know. That's so funny. Yeah, no, you do. You have to make food look good. It has to be pretty. I mean, you guys, if you've been on my website, go2kitchens.com, you know I pride myself on my food photography. It is one of my hobbies. Photography is one of my hobbies. And so I pride myself on my food photography. And I like to make it look like you could reach through the freaking screen and grab it and eat it. And like you want to do that. And anything from that website is, again, for the average American that is seeking a health journey, it is a great starting point, because really you are not denying yourself very much at all. You are not denying yourself the flavors and the taste that you like. The only thing that you're giving into is actually getting into your kitchen and actually making food for yourself. So it takes just as long. Let's say it's 6 o'clock at night. Thank you so much. I know, Lisa, you've made a lot of them. Let's say it's 6 o'clock at night and you want something to eat and you think to yourself, man, I just don't want to cook. Yeah, iPhone photography is amazing. I use several cameras actually for my photography, but yeah, a lot of my food photography is actually shot with my iPhone. So it's amazing. It's an amazing tool. I love, and I'm broadcasting to you from the iPhone. And iPhone does everything. I don't know what we did. We watched a show. We actually watched a concert last night for New Year's Eve. It's a tradition that we always watch the Rolling Stones. You can see here, I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan. There's my Rolling Stones. If you read my story, by the way, I love my lump. If you've read that, it was a celebration of finding my cancer lump in my breast. Yes, I celebrate that day. And if you read that, you read about my necklace that is my Rolling Stones guitar pick. And this is the necklace that I refer to. So anyway, back to my story. So last night we were watching the Rolling Stones, which is tradition for us. We have tons of DVDs of the Stones and mostly concerts. And so we watch a Rolling Stones concert to bring in the new year. So last night we were watching Shine a Light. which was filmed in the Beacon Theater, and we actually had tickets to that show, and it's a long story. Anyway, we were supposed to be there, and we weren't. But we were watching Shine a Light, and it was amazing, and I can't remember what I was saying. Rolling Stones, Shine a Light, I can't remember. Anyway, we were ringing in the new year. What was I saying? What was I saying about that? Anybody know where I was going with that? Because I got off on my necklace story, and da-da-da-da-da. Ringing in the new year. Oh crap, I don't remember. I have no idea where I was going with that. That's so stupid. Oh, photography and camera. So we were watching this, and it's so beautifully filmed. It is so beautifully filmed. I was just like, oh my gosh, iPhone, thank you. And so, but we were watching it. That was filmed in 2006. So it's 10 years old this year. That is, I can't believe it's been that long, but it's 10 years old, that particular movie or concert that we were watching. And everybody had flip phones, and they're taking pictures of Mick Jagger with their flip phones. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that. We didn't have iPhones 10 years ago. How did we survive? Yes, I do see food delivery in a box. So you get the ingredients and you make the food yourself. I do see that a lot. And I haven't done any research on those companies, but a lot of them are organic, and a lot of them are really amazing and make it super easy, but it's kind of expensive. It's a little bit expensive. So yeah, but it is delivered to you. You don't have to go out and shop for your food. There's actually Whole Foods is starting in some markets. They are starting a program where they will actually shop for you and deliver. You just give them a list, and they will shop for you and deliver it to you if you don't have time to grocery shop. Because I know you have to grocery shop, you have to put the groceries away. You have to plan the meals, you have to make the meals, and you have to clean up after yourself. And I know that it's a chore, but this is the only one of these. This right here is the only one of these that you get. Why would you trust your body to other people making your food? Why would you do that? Why would you trust the only one of these bodies that you get? Why would you trust that to other people in the way that they make food? Now, it's one thing to go to a friend's house and have dinner, but it's another thing to go through a drive-through every single day of your life eating fast food. That is something completely different. And you are trusting those people with the thing that you should be cherishing the most, which is your body. Because if you ain't got this, you ain't got nothing. You got nothing. You know, you can live without a car, you could live without parts of your body, but you cannot live without your body. You have to have it. And so why would you trust it? So spend some time, invest some energy, get in the kitchen and start making your own food. Start taking, I know, David, that you don't like carbs. I've seen that. You typed that before. So I know they are a science experience. I know we put so much time and care in all these things. You know, we're so particular about so many things in our lives. Why are we not particular about the very thing that gives us access to all those things we care about? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you cut something else out of your budget to afford organics? Why wouldn't you cut some other unnecessary thing or carve out a time slot in your day of things that you think that are important? I know, it is sitting right there. Yes, a lot of organic kale and carrots. Yes, I actually hate kale. That's my true confession. I always say it. I know I'm crazy. I'm a health person, and I do not like kale, but I do not like kale. I do eat a lot of spinach. I probably eat spinach every single day, just like you eat kale. But yeah, kale is amazing. It's super, super good for you, and I've tried to like it like a billion times, and I can't do it. So yes. So I love what somebody said, that drive-thrus are a science experiment. That is kind of the way that you need to view them. So this, I know I've tried, Donna, I've tried them, and I cannot stand them.
I can't stand them.
And I can't stand them. If you want to be healthy and know what's in your food, you have to cook. You absolutely have to cook. You do. If you want to control your ingredients, which is one of the things that I preach about a lot, is controlling your ingredients. Now, I know I did not make this bread, but I can see what's in this bread. I can read every ingredient in this bread that's right here. I understand what it is, because it is something that is not some crazy chemical. So I don't like kale chips. I know it's crazy town, but I do not like kale chips. I just can't get behind. Kale is amazing. You guys should be eating kale, but I'm not going to eat it. Just saying. So, But I know the ingredients in that bread, so I'm confident. I know a lot of people do. I've tried them with all kinds of spices. I have so tried to like kale. Trust me. I have some friends that call me Kale as a nickname, and so yeah. You're right there on the spinach train. I love spinach. Spinach is amazing. It's super good for you as well. So, but I mean, this is a perfect time to introduce. Yeah, see, I can't even put it in smoothies. I can taste it. Crazy, but it's true. It just does not like my taste buds at all. But that's okay. It's okay. But this is the beauty of it. You don't have to like everything. You do not have to like every single thing. You have to like a lot of things, but you don't have to like every single. Like you need to like a leafy green, a dark leafy green. I know. I've tried the cheese even. I've tried everything. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is time consuming. It is absolutely time consuming. But why wouldn't you invest that time and energy in yourself? Why would you deny yourself that that time? No, it's actually not. It is not equal to spinach. Yeah, you're right. It's close, but leafy greens in general. So if you just take leafy greens in general, they are really close in their properties. Kale does have a few more micronutrients, more of them. They all contain the same, but kale has a few more micronutrients. So I know it's true. They don't taste so great. And I don't force myself. There's Edison. I do not force myself to eat them. So so some of you are saying, I hate cucumbers. Some of you are saying, I can't eat tomatoes. Some of you are saying, you know, I mean, we all have our discriminating palates. Our palates are very discriminating to, collard greens are very healthy. Super, super good for you as long as you're not cooking them in bacon fat. They're good for you. Just depends on how you're preparing them. So yes, there are so many things that our taste buds are discriminating. You're not going to like everything that I like. This is why I do like a little mini test kitchen. So when I'm formulating, like this weekend, I'm test kitchening. Nope, can't stand it. Oh, juicing's the worst actually for me. Ugh, ugh. Gross. So, but it is, and again, people, eat your kale. If you like kale, you should be eating it. So, but I have like a little mini test kitchen of friends that come over for dinner on Sunday nights, and I test recipes on them. But some of them are like, yeah, this is awesome. And we're like, 10 of us are like, this is amazing. And one of us are like, I don't like it. So, nope. Yeah, yes, dash of vinegar to the collards, that's fine. Spices, herbs, those are all great. Even butter, if you like butter, like a nice grass-fed butter or ghee would be amazing. I know it is true. So much of anything is wasted when you juice it. I'm not a huge fan. I do not own a juicer. I'm not a huge fan of juicing fruits or vegetables. I think that you should eat them. So 100% pure carrot. Wow, there is a lot of sugar in that. You know that, right? I mean, you know that carrots are, when you juice them, you're losing the fiber and getting tons of sugar in your carrots. So yeah, and that is a ton of sugar in carrot juice. So, but I do like it. I do like carrot juice. It's amazing. I will have it once in a blue moon. So yes. So, I mean, to me, juicing is awesome, and it really helps a lot of people. See, David, you need to hang out. I will teach you how to cook. That's what I'm here for. That's my hashtag, love to cook. But so it is, so carrots are, I mean, so juicing in general, I just think it's better to eat the fiber. So yeah. Trashy veggie stock. Awesome. Send me a picture. I want to see your trashy veggie. I want to see your trashy veggie stock. I know, Veggie Stock. So for those of you that don't know, you can go to my website, go2kitchens.com. There's a recipe on there. Just type in Veggie Stock. You'll see it. I make a trashy veggie stock. So all of these things, all of these pieces that are like this, that did not make it into my sandwich, all go into my garbage bowl, which is full of pineapples right now. So, right? So it goes into my garbage bowl. I'm going to cut my pineapples up when I'm done here. So it goes into my garbage bowl, and then that goes into the freezer. And it is amazing. It makes amazing veggie stock. So you don't have to waste anything. You do not have to waste any bits of your veggies, and all the nutrients that are in stems of veggies are so good for you, and they actually end up in that veggie stock. So yes, veggie stock, you can make it from your trash, and I call it trashy veggie stock. So, excuse me, frog in my throat. Okay, you guys, what time is it? I am outie. I'm out. I'm going to go eat my sandwich and I'm going to go write a couple blog posts and then we're going to go have dinner with some friends tonight. I'm super excited about that. So you guys, happy new year. Welcome to 2016. Look forward to the year. It's a brand new year. It doesn't really, happy new year to you too. Thank you. It's really just a date, just like anything else. It's just a date and time, but it can landmark something significant for you. Well, thank you. You should follow me on Twitter. Typically, I follow people back that follow me. So go to all social media at go2kitchens.com. So yes, absolutely. I know. I'd rather have smoothies than juice. So I know I got to go eat. So if you're new to me, I do a quick inspirational thing at the end of every noon broadcast. So today on New Year's Eve, I'm going to quote a line out of a song that I heard last night, and I have set my theme song for the year. I have my theme song for the year. That's awesome. Thank you, Jen, for bringing on new friends. So let me go get my iPad. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. I never am, it seems. But I am, at the end of my post, at the end of my things here, at the end of my broadcast, I do a little inspirational. So every day almost on my personal Facebook page, and you can follow me there too at Leslie Nance, LESLIENANCE. So last night, at the end of the concert, they started playing Shine a Light. And I will tell you that the chorus is amazing and the rest of the lyrics are kind of shady. But it is such a beautiful reminder. It is such a beautiful reminder that of light, and I try to shed light everywhere that I go. It is my focus in life, is to be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. That is my mantra. That's what I say to myself 10, 20 times a day. Leslie, always be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. That is what I try to practice. That is my... If you have to have a religion, that's probably my religion, but it does stem from a belief in God. So here's my, and this is from the song Shine a Light, the Rolling Stones song Shine a Light. May the good Lord shine a light on you. May every song you sing be your favorite tune. May the good Lord shine a light on you like the warm evening sun. So I just thought that was so beautiful when you actually read the lyrics and wrote down the lyrics. And so that is my theme song for the year this year. May the good Lord shine a light on you, and that everything that you do, not just, this was just talking about a song here, but everything that you do, be like your favorite song. Be like that thing that lights you up, that makes you so happy. So nope, I'm not using Facebook mentions yet. I have not delved that far into it, but I have heard of it and have been told that I need to think about using it. But my hashtag on there is always light, never darkness. So hashtag always light, never darkness. If you want to find me that way, you can see all of my posts and follow me. I have to tell you, I don't accept a lot of friend requests because I'm really close to my upper limit. But I do appreciate the follows there. So, and if you want an inspirational quote every single day, pretty much every single day, then you can see my always light, never darkness. And some of them are thought-provoking. Some of them are silly. Some of them are, and every single time I put one out, I'm talking to myself. I'm not necessarily talking to you guys or asking you to do something or something that I'm not already doing. And that's true with my life in general. When I'm on here with you guys, I'm not asking you to do something that I don't do already. So this is one of the reasons I scoped kombucha this morning, and it's my New Year's resolution to make kombucha, because I'm teaching you how to make it, and I've never made it before. I've been taught to make it, but I've never taken the time to make it. So that's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to make my own kombucha. But I would never show you something that I wouldn't eat myself. I just wouldn't do it. It's just not who I am. It's not how I roll. I want you to have information that pertains to me as well. And same thing with my inspirational posts. I want you to be inspired by the thought that I had for my own self, what the affirmation that I was sending to myself for that day. So that's what the inspirational posts are all about. So you guys go out, have an amazing, please be safe today. I know that there's still a lot of craziness out there. So please be safe today. Happy New Year to every single one of you. Thank you to all the replay viewers. Thank you for everybody watching. And I will be back here on Monday for sure at noon Mountain Time. Next week's going to be a little bit screwy because we are shooting a marketing promo Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. And so we are going to be in studio shooting a marketing promo. So it's going to be a little bit nuts, but I will try to scope on time those days. But I could be a little early. I could be a little late. It depends on their schedule. I have to work around them, although they said they would work around me as well. So, so there you go. You guys have an amazing afternoon. I love you, and I will see you next Monday for sure at noon Mountain Time, and then this weekend, here and there this weekend. You know I'm always around. So see you later. Bye.